Okay, so we're kicking off this morning with a viewer submitted deck list. This is Mardu 9 lives. So 9 lives here, our namesake card. Hexproof enchantment that says if a source would deal damage to you, prevent that damage and put an incarnation counter on 9 lives. There are 9 or more counters on it. Exile 9 lives. When it leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. So the combo is we combine this card with Solemnity here that says counters cannot be put on artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands. So if you have both of these out, 9 lives will prevent all damage that you would be taking. And then Solemnity says, hey, 9 lives can't get countered, so you basically can't get killed as long as they can't interact with your 2 enchantments. We then have a secondary combo with Solemnity here. So Solemnity also combos with Mothra plus Kroxa. So Mothra says whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a flying counter on it. And if you combine this with Kroxa here, when you've not escaped Kroxa, you just like cast Kroxa normally, Kroxa will make your opponent discard or lose 3 life. It'll die, and then it'll come back into play with the flying counter, do that again, but it can't get a flying counter if there's a Solemnity in play. So basically with Solemnity, Kroxa, and Mothra in play, this kills your opponent. It sits there and it loops again and again and again and again and again, and eventually they die. So we've got some things like Selfless Savior and Life's Bounty. Life's Bounty especially is a sweet card in this archetype. This can not only protect the creatures, but this also can give your enchantments protection from a color. So this can keep Solemnity on the table, which is nice. Because the core of the deck just doesn't function without Solemnity, you basically need more ways to find it. I'm actually uncertain if just 2 Idyllic Tutor is enough, because there's only 6 copies of this effect, and I could see you wanting, 7 or 8, because again, the deck isn't really doing a whole lot if it doesn't have this card to keep in place. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how it feels to start this morning. Son of Sam, thank you for the biddies. Good morning. Oh, another combo, because I almost missed it, was we have Woe Strider and Blood Artist, and Woe Strider and Blood Artist can be a replacement for Kroxa. So if you have Solemnity, Mothra, Blood Artist, Woe Strider, using Woe Strider to sacrifice Blood Artist, you can have that repeatable loop that drains your opponent out. Okay. I mean, we're 2 out of 3 for combo pieces, right? Sign me up. Blue-white control. Yeah, Selfless Savior and Bounty coming back with flying counters on them when you have Mothra out. Sounds good too. Sounds very reasonable. Meddling Mage. Not a control deck then, most likely. Turn 1 Hallowed Fountain always makes you think control, but see what this opponent's bringing to the table here. Huge range of things they could name off: Concealed Courtyard, Selfless Savior, Hushbringer. Yeah, kind of looks like we're like a white splash black aggro deck. I think we actually want to wait on the Kroxa, because if we draw the Solemnity, we want this in hand to be able to cast, right? I mean, the music on most boards on Arena is pretty good, honestly. My only complaint about the sound design on Arena overall is that it's too scarce. Like, I wish we had more audio in the game rather than the amount we have now. Woof, that's rude. Well, we have to play a turn behind because of this card, but we've technically assembled the combo. So we go tapped land. You're going to get the option to pay 2 life for the Godless Shrine. You won't want to do that. You'll be very sad. So we need to survive for two more combat steps. So Solemnity comes down this turn, and then Mothra next turn, and then Kroxa the turn after, so they're gonna get 2 more attacks in. Mothra's a 3/4, thankfully, so we're gonna be able to block with that a little bit. They'll shoot. That's the other part about a deck like this. Actually, so past Jeff in fall of last year had streamed something similar to this, and I went back and looked at past Jeff's thoughts. I would be kind of surprised if this is super reasonable. Like, we have a lot of individually low power level cards, and even when we get really lucky and all of our cards come together nicely like they did here, like, we still just get picked apart by the smallest amount of interaction, right? So I'm going to sacrifice this and make this indestructible, because it's going to come back with flying. Feeling pretty dead here. I mean, it literally took them decades to get all of the cards onto MTGO, and they still don't have all the cards on MTGO. So, I'd be pretty surprised if Arena catches up anytime soon. If we're lucky, we'll have all of Pioneer on Arena in like a 5-year time span. But even that feels a little ambitious, I think. Alright, so we're going to bring in a bunch of our interactive pieces here. We're going to bring in the Doomskar. Basically just coming kind of a clunky-ish control deck. Selfless Savior, they don't really have spot removal. Just helps us win inside of combat. So I think I'd rather keep Life's Bounty, because Life's Bounty can theoretically protect Solemnity from their pieces of interaction. Spaz, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, I always see people post questions. The comments that like, why haven't they brought Commander to Magic Arena? And it's just like, you're just asking like, why haven't they made 26 years worth of cards? Maybe they'll cross-port MTGA and MTGO. What do you mean by cross-port, Spaz? Because, like, MTGA runs on OS X, and it is in testing on Android now, expected to release on Android and iOS in April. Sentient, thanks for the follow if you're still here. Missed that one earlier. You're like a historic brawl format. Wasn't FNM just historic brawl? You can play Historic Brawl on the client now. There's not a queue for it, but you can technically play it. Yeah, and like other people that ask for like they want 2v2 or like 4v4, it's like, well, that logistically is a giant mess too. like even Mythgard that we've been playing in the afternoons, that has a Mythgard has a 2v2 client, and 2v2 in Mythgard is even kind of cluttered, and that game's designed to work with 2v2 in mind. Yeah, putting 4 players on, like, there's, like, my 27-inch computer monitor sometimes has trouble, like, having a 1v1 game of Magic on screen, much less this wacky wild mode that's that would be 2v2. Hey, look at that. Skillfully drew another. Sendart, good morning and welcome to the channel. And again, like, you know, we were actually very fortunate to draw multiple combo pieces this game, and it just, like, didn't matter, right? Like, our opponent just had plenty of interaction. And that's kind of the, like, litmus test, or what you need to be able to answer when you're talking about a deck like this is, wait, oh, I can only play 1 spell per turn. God, I was like, oh, I'm gonna play Kroxa too. Nope. You have to ask yourself, like, what are the odds I actually assemble my combo? And then, you know, if I assemble my combo, what are the odds that I can keep it around? And then what's the payoff for if I keep my combo in play? And, like, the payoff here is, like, okay, but the odds of keeping it around are actually kind of low. Yeah, it's a neat deck idea. Like, in the like, what you're doing is, like, kind of interesting. One of the tough sells is Stomp from Bone Crusher Giant actually stops 9 lives from protecting your life total for a turn, which is a really hard sell. Other decks, if you, I mean, not really. I mean, like, so, like, think of the aggressive decks in the format, right? Yeah, questing beast stops 9 lives combo from working as well. Yeah. So, like, when people say there aren't a lot of other things that break through, it's like, that's also just not true. And then, you know, there's hands like this one where when we get set up like this, where we've got, like, kind of 2 halves of a combo, and the thing that's a little awkward about it is, like, well, now these cards don't really work well together, and, like, I have Kroxa without a bunch of ways to put cards in my graveyard, for example. And this will probably be another deck that has a lot of ways to interact with us, right? Like, so looks like Sultai Ultimatum is a deck people have been porting to Historic, so their deck's going to have, at a minimum, like, 4 binding of the old gods. I've seen some of these lists playing Maelstrom Pulse as well as an interactive element. Okay, I mean, I found a Mothra. And then here it's like, well, I probably shouldn't actually play the 9 lives, right? Because I don't want this to start getting counters while my life total is still high. The current standard format's great. It's not quite like GRN standard ideal for me, but it's, like, pretty close. And then this is that, you know, kind of held hostage moment that you get from these Yorion decks, right? So I can't actually play a card this turn because I know they have a Yorion in hand, and Yorion will blink Binding and kill it. So I just have to pass here so I get time walked. They're probably going to play the Yorion out of their hand here just to reset the Binding. What's a perfect matchup against Yorion? Aggressively slanted decks tend to have good matchups against the Yorion control decks. Their decks are filled with a lot of clunky, slow cards. You can typically speaking get under them. And then I'm actually just locked out of making plays for another turn here again, right? Because if I play Mothra here, my opponent has 6, 7. If they just have an untapped land, they can draw this and then kill Mothra again with this Binding. I think I'm actually just passing again, getting time walked again. Yeah, you need Kroxa in hand, because you need Kroxa to be able to sacrifice itself when it comes into play. Okay, so now I could do this and this. And I mean, if assuming our opponent's control deck has no interaction, and we can kind of stop some interaction with the Selfless Savior. If we draw a Solemnity next turn, we can technically Solemnity and Kroxa them. Yeah, and again, like, you know, this card's really good. This card's a 4 of in a lot of decks, and we are dead. Because even if I draw the Solemnity next turn, they're gonna get to Yorion, blink this, and take my Solemnity away. I have some Thoughtseizes. I have some Ashioks, I guess. I think LeBlanc is fine. I think champions like LeBlanc and Severe existing in Runeterra is a good thing for the game. Not every champion needs to be a Felios. Some more champions that are like Garen levels of complexity are good. So if I don't take this card, this rebuys whatever we do take. Gotta take the Eternal Witness. Probably, Logan. I might do it today, depending on how long we stick on this one and the next one. So something to note about Ashiok is that Ashiok always exiles your opponent's graveyard as opposed to who you're targeting, so we can mill ourselves to try and draw Kroxas and Woe Striders. I mean, I didn't have a guaranteed third land, so no, there was no guarantee that I could exile their yard. If I had a guaranteed third land and it was a black source, then maybe. No escape creatures and 8 mills is pretty unfortunate. Hey, Fox. Thanks for the almost 2 years. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Add 1 mana of any color. Opponents spawn like 5 color Yori and stuff. I don't know, Lur, I think a lot of it comes down to people expect champions in Runeterra to do too much, including champions that cost, like, I guess it's not as true because, like, Aphelios is 3 mana and it does infinite things. the old Woe Strider Solemnity combo here. They could be an Enigmatic Incarnation deck, yeah. And this is the other part of, like, what we've been talking about where, you know, our cards, when our combo hasn't come together, are pretty individually weak. And my deck doesn't have any source of card advantage in it, right? I don't have any card selection. So I'm just, like, hoping to assemble this 2 and 3 card combo naturally on its own. Sagas do not work under Solemnity, that is correct. Similar to Vornclicks. We might just kill them because we escaped Kroxa this game. Well, 1.4 escaping Kroxa being good. Turns out red-black decks are good in this format. Weird. The red-black Pyromancer Arcanist deck with Kroxa is definitely one of the good decks in this format. That's correct, Omega. Okay, we've got 2 out of 3 combo pieces here. We just need to find a Kroxa and hope they can stick around. Opponent's a Thoughtseize deck that also has ways to remove enchantments from being in play, though, so not a guarantee by any means. I have 4 other lands, so I think I'm going to hold on to the Savai Triome to potentially cycle. If we draw like 1 more land, I'm gonna want this to cycle. Yeah, we'll play the Woe Strider on 3 here. Nice that this didn't die. Yeah, people playing Hushbringer and then you getting to Kroxa them is a good time. They're taking my Woe Strider. Deal. So, companions are legal in standard, but they're not legal. They're not legal in the original way they were printed. So they modified the companion rule in general in Magic. So you have to pay 3 mana to put them into your hand. So you can't just cast them from the companion zone anymore. So they like power leveled eroded all of them. Yeah, only 3 see any play. So Luris and Yorion are the 2 most common, and then if your deck can play Jegnetha or whatever the 5-drop is called for free, you play it for free. If like your deck is built and you like meet the requirement passively. So there's invisible extra text to the card you're supposed to know about. Yes. I mean, to be fair to that in general, this card, to begin with, I mean, I'm gonna pull up a Yorion. Did the companions have? The companions didn't have full rules reminder text on them, anyways, did they? Oh, it does actually. If this card is your chosen companion, you may cast it from outside the game. Gosh, that's funny. But remember, we don't do erratas. But remember, we don't do erratas. All right. Knock on Kroxa, chat. Nice Saga. The old shame concede. The wub 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 of shame. Around the scoreboard, chat. Can stamp exceeds expectations. Sultai control, giver of life to Mopey combo decks. Letting us slink across the scoreboard there. Woe is me, chat. Woe is me. Omen of the sea. Omen of the sea. Do 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 do. What happened to the companion? Everything has to have an even mana cost. I mean, Gyruda was Ikoria sets Tybalt's Trickery. It just like did this combo thing that people were annoyed by, so they cried about it like it was a big deal and actually good, when in reality it was not actually a big deal, nor was it actually good. And then, when you take a thing that's already not good, and then you make it cost 50% more mana, you make it unplayable. I think I missed you 19 months ago, Fisherman. Sorry about that. Greetings from Brexit land. Ah, Brexit. The thing that reminds me that it's not just the United States that has a bunch of people that don't understand their country. Yeah, Big Bang Bong. The people, like, that type, honestly, the discourse surrounding companions in general, was a big part of what made Magic in 2020 so toxic to me. Like, there was so many, like the game state you just talked about, right? Where people were complaining about Gyruda and ignoring Lion's Eye Diamond because, you know, that's the thing Magic players do, right? The card's been legal for 2 decades, so it gets a pass. And honestly, to give Wizards of the Coast credit where credit is due, I was shocked that they finally banned... I was shocked that they finally banned Simian Spirit Guide, because that was a card that forever in Modern had that same treatment, where, like, the problem was always Simian Spirit Guide, but Simian Spirit Guide had been legal for forever, so people were Simian Spirit Guide apologists. And it was like, it's never the new cards, it's never the old card's fault, it's always whatever latest card has broken Simian Spirit Guide. I think we're just, like, looking for lands and Kroxas here, right? Untapped land, sorry, asterisk. Mail shoot. Well, I guess we'll Thoughtseize. I didn't really want to draw it, but here we are. God, we're so dead. Our deck is just so many bad cards, chat. We just have so many bad cards. I mean, sure, there's a lot of reasons. Like, I mean, like, yeah, MTG finance is toxic. There's a lot of reasons why stuff like that happens. I'm not really interested in the why. I'm just commenting on the fact that it does happen. Oh, the Saga's locked out by the Solemnity. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. They have other ways to take the thing off the table, right? That's true. I technically didn't have to take this. I could have taken the Teferi and hoped they never drew a way to take this off the table. That's fair.
I'm known for my excellent timing. Let's take it back a step.
Hey, here's a land. All right, if this card's a Kroxa, chat. If this card's a Kroxa. Come on, play a Dream Trawler or an Approach, and then I'll draw a Kroxa and kill you.
Keep up the pace.
Oh, we do have Woe Strider combo. That's right, we put the second combo in. Sick. Oh no, they played an untapped land. Oh. Oh no! Oh no, Authority of the Councils! Authority of the Councils means we can't combo them, chat. Oh no. Oh, I do have infinite life. I do in fact have infinite life. You're not wrong. I have infinite life and I have unlimited scries. So if they can't interact with us, we get to top a Kroxa next turn, which is nice. They get to draw like 800 cards here though. Is the tough part. You are approaching the second sun, opponent. Man, I hope we get him here. Oh, wait. We do get to do this way, don't we? Oh, that does work. Oh, sick. Yeah, the way the triggers stack here, they die, right? Okay, sweet. So we could have killed them when they were tapped out. So the person who asked why Blood Artist was in here a second ago, this is why. Blood Artist is part of a 4-card combo. And again, if you don't understand what's happening, so Luminous Broodmoth brings back a creature with a flying counter on it, but it can't get the flying counter because because of Solemnity. We get to sit here and loop. And my opponent is making us click through this 14 times. I assume because they're playing blue-white control and they're a pillar of salt. I'll have you know that Splinter Twin is only half that many cards. Hit Diamond and Runeterra and excited for the new set. Mad about the lack of Zillion, but I'll manage with my dear Kindred. Thanks for the 29 months, Zach. Yeah, we're going to be doing Runeterra stuff on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. I think we again put Ashiok in the deck, so that way we can draw to Kroxa and have a little bit of a fair backup game plan here. What we're cutting, I think we're actually supposed to cut this, even though we comboed them with it there. I think it's the worst card in the deck. I think I want these to protect my things. And I want the disruption from these. Scottish Reaver, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. BT dubs for all of my regulars in chat. Tomorrow afternoon, when I switch over to Runeterra, the first hour of my Runeterra segment tomorrow is going to be a sponsored stream by the Twitch bounty board that pays me based on my viewer count. So if you want a really easy way to support my content, just make sure you're hanging out for the stream tomorrow and check out at least the first hour of Runeterra that we do. There should be some sweet animations and stuff too. They've got a new set and their level up animations are off the charts for this one, which is great. Yeah, about 12:30 Central, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Thereabouts. We'll be doing Magic beforehand, so if you're a Magic fan, just hang out tomorrow morning like you're doing now. Just hang out through the first hour of Runeterra stuff. Yeah, we should get Azir today based on the schedule, Cody. Yeah, that seems fine. Thoughtseize onto here, because they could have a Search for Canto we want to take. They could have a Rest in Peace we want to take. I believe today is the last of the spoiled cards. Yeah, Beansy. I understand playing this card in their deck, but I'm kind of surprised they left it in against us here. I'm gonna play this Woe Strider to encourage them to play the Wrath of God next turn. Today's Tuesday, so we should get patch notes today too. We'll find out if they're hitting Twisted Fate or Aphelios with a Nerf bat. Eighty percent of the top 4 lineups for... I think I'm actually keeping the good boy on top. 80% of the top 4 lineups for their seasonal tournaments had Aphelios or Twisted Fate in them, which is a pretty incredible number. Thoughtseize is the best answer. Yeah, just proactively stripping stuff away is pretty good. Okay. I'm playing this out pre-combat, because playing this pre-combat means that I don't have to attack around Settle the Wreckage, which is nice. Hey, BJ Forget, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Grafdigger's Cage. We'll shoot. I probably should have boarded in my Disenchants. I don't currently have a way in my 60 to take this off the table. Hey, Zero, thanks for the 7 months. Not a terrible draw. I guess it's not that. It's just a 3/4 flyer. It means if they play Teferi and down tick or play Teferi and plus it dies. So, hey, thanks for 21 Shadow Kid. It's good to be back.
Keep an open mind. Train harder.
Yeah, so far, like, we're 1-1 in matches played, and we're up a game in this match, but, like, we're not really winning the game by comboing, right? Like, we're winning the game, we're winning these games by, like, having Kroxa to escape and stuff like that, so, like, even if we win this matchup, so far it definitely feels to me at least like our deck isn't being particularly successful. Like what we're trying to accomplish from a goal perspective doesn't feel like it's happening. Like the actual combo that it feels like we're a bad escape deck. We're not a reasonable combo deck. First per game here. The nine lives combo especially. I mean, I think I should have boarded that out to start. We'll get our Disenchants in here over those that throw a Blood Artist back in, I think. Is scrying there better than having a flying Woe Strider? I could not have a flying Woe Strider because there was a Grafdigger's Cage in play. Disable emotes. Wait, I already had emotes set to disabled? Why is it letting me click on them if I already have them set to disabled? I'm so confused. Does it only disable my opponent's emote now? Is that how that works? Stop it! Bad Grafdigger's Cage. Oh no! Chat! I didn't put basic lands in my deck. We're gonna get wastelanded by this Field of Ruin. island draw is actually really good for us because it means they're now less incentivized to field of ruin us aggressively. Just good beats. I agree with your assertion, Logan, that putting a bunch of good cards in your deck that also happen to combo kill is better than putting a bunch of bad cards in your deck that happen to combo kill. Yes, Broodmoth returns things from your graveyard to the battlefield. Mighty auto tapper. That is exactly how that card works. And I mean, like, the Citadel combo deck has just been largely outclassed by just playing the Collected Company package to get to your things more consistently, right? And generate card advantage that way that doesn't depend on your life total.
Defend yourself. I've been waiting for this.
All right, Chadley. You got a Broodmoth.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Imagine if Top were still legal in Modern. Top was never legal in Modern, right? I do have infinite scries to find a Kroxa next turn.
That won't happen again.
Was Top not on the initial Modern ban list? I thought it was for tedious reasons. I played a lot of Modern almost right from the start of that format. I'm pretty sure Top wasn't legal. If Top really wasn't legal if Top really was banned at some point in the middle, can someone find me the article announcing the ban and explaining it? I was pretty plugged into Modern for a little bit, and it didn't, pretty sure that wasn't the case. Okay, if this last card's a blank, they're dead. Yeah, initial ban list, Sensei's Divining Top. Yeah, I am correct. Good. Alright, I'm not crazy. I mean, I am crazy, but I'm not wrong about this. Oh gosh, there's no auto yield to triggers in this application, so I have to click OK twice for authority of the Consuls every time. Oh no. Oh no. I can feel my carpal tunnel, Watsy. So again, Broodmoth plus Solemnity means my things, that which is dead may never die, chat. So we have infinite scries and infinite pain. What's the saying? 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure. This is the 50% pain, chat. And we're looking for Kroxa so we can remember the name. Oh, I'm painfully aware. I'm painfully aware that what's it called wasn't legal in. Was legal in Legacy for a while. Played against a lot of top decks in Legacy. His resolve's all better. I'm not actually sure. Okay, so this. Oh wait. So the way wait, I can just hit resolve all, right? There's no clicking here. Okay, yeah. Okay, so my opponent has died. So they gain 2. Oh no, I have to keep clicking resolve all. Oh no. The Kroxa machine goes brrr. Thanks for the 14 months, Thorburn. Welcome back. Okay, this is the other combo. Broodmoth, Solemnity, Kroxa. We did the thing. We can check mission accomplished. We accomplished the thing. Shift enter. Does that work? Maybe.
Down here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you constantly taste the salt.
Wait, blue-white control players. Blue-white control players wasting your time. Name a more iconic duo. At least I don't have to click anything. Shift enter, by the way, got us going. Left shift plus enter means we're hands free is the way to be. Do, 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 do. Yeah, that's a real question. It's starting to time me out. Is it going to pass through my turn? It has to. We need 20 more triggers. And for whatever reason, it's burning my timer while this happens. It is timing them out too, that's true. Yeah, I do. I have more timeouts than them, so we should be okay. Sorry, Arena, there are not enough actions going on. I'm literally auto-passing. So again, for those of you that are just joining us, my Kroxa is looping indefinitely with Luminous Broodmoth and Solemnity. My opponent is gaining 2 life per loop from Authority of the Consuls, though. And instead of conceding, they're sitting here making it play out. So, my opponent is eventually going to die. I'm not clicking anything. My combo is on cruise control. Hopefully, my opponent isn't an American, so that way they can afford to see a doctor about their unhealthy amount of salt intake. Yep, the clock has used up a timeout on both players now. Kroxa is unsatiable, chat. Is this a draw if they have... Is it a draw if they have 3 authorities? Technically, no, because I have Woe Strider in play. Alright, they're dead, right? This is the lethal one? Good night! No, we need one more. Sorry, apologies. Alright. So long, farewell, I'll see you and good day. Alright, so... I think the 9 lives part of this deck is bad. At the very least, I don't really want it in my main deck. I'm gonna do the attempt to fix the deck and make it better thing that we do sometimes. I think I want to get rid of that, and I think what I would like to do is I would like 3 copy of Unburial Rites and like another Idyllic Tutor. I think so. Is this how many lands am I on? 24? 24 is fine. I don't really need 2 Phyrexian Tower. I'll put a basic in the mana base. It'll make some people at home happy. I don't really care about our basic count. We have 16, 18 white. I could throw a swamp in here. We have ways to kill Cage. Disenchants right here. Some what's it called though? What's the apparition? Some Skyclave apparition's probably good. I think I like this idea better. Let's put the 9 lives in the sideboard. I'm gonna change this to Solemnity combo. This might be fine against aggro, maybe. It still loses to Questing Beast technically, but I think I like this. We could do this to grab pieces back out of the bin. And then, like, this helps us draw these 2. Godsire Hawk, thank you for the 18 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, Questing Beast and Bone Crusher Stomp both stop 9 lives from working. I'm pretty sure this Phyrexian Tower is nonsense, by the way. Pretty sure it should probably just be a black source. We're not really ramping into anything meaningful in this deck. Hey, Fredwick, thank you for the 40 months. Welcome back. Yeah, it could be another random utility land that actually makes colors of mana. Maybe I'm supposed to keep that and, like, turn to Ashiok. Kind of funny. Yes, mono red. We found the matchup where 9 lives is good. Okay, pro tip, chat. Don't sack your Selfless Savior to save the Life's Bounty here, because there's a Soul Scar mage in play. Before anybody asks why I'm not doing that, it's a bad play, don't do it. I wonder how many 5-mana Haste Dragons they're playing, because this is definitely like the 3rd best 5-mana Haste Dragon in Historic at this point. Like, I'm pretty sure this one is worse than both Goldspan and Glorybanger. That's true. Again, we talked about 9 lives being good here. There's the Bone Crusher Giant. That's gonna make 9 lives not matter. Alright, 8 draws a Kroxa. If we draw untapped land, we can escape to Woe Strider. Oh, they're Gruul. Interesting. So they probably have Questerson then, right? That is true. Solemnity is good against Soulscar Mage.
Duels are professionals. When I'm finished here, there'll be nothing left but dust.
Damn it, Kroxa! Why couldn't you be in one of the 4 cards above or below? Why must you be difficult? Hey, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. I'm excited for the Hoaglandia Opens to come back too. If you're just joining us today, I haven't really talked about those. The regular Hoaglandia Magic Arena tournaments that I used to run are going to be coming back, starting on the 21st this month. If you're interested in playing in those, be sure to check out the sign up on MTG Melee. You need to be currently subscribed to my channel through the day that it happens, and there's a $5 entry fee. So Kroxa here isn't a combo because I don't have Solemnity, but it is going to take both of the cards out of my opponent's hand here. Yep, yeah, Jim Davis, another fellow Cool Stuff Inc. content creator, is going to be my second for that event, which is sweet.
I am that. Behold, my epilogue of fear.
My epilogue of fear. But maybe decide on Historic for the Open, because I definitely want to do Standard right after a set release. So if the Open after this one, I definitely want to be Standard. I wanted to do Historic because based on the feedback on the subscriber survey, if you're a sub and you haven't filled that out, you should take it. Historic's actually a little bit more popular than Standard. They're pretty close. They're basically the same. But I think it makes sense to support both. So this could deal 2 to something. So if I don't block, I die, so I should probably block. Agent Orange, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this morning.
What's that? Something smells rotten. Wait, that might be me.
Are we dead? I think we're dead, champ.
I leave you with one last night.
Some removal spells. We'll bring in the 9 lives combo and get ready to show off why it's not good. I think I'd rather leave in Ashiok than Woe Strider. Drawing to fast Kroxa is really good against aggressive decks. Yeah, we should get Rune Terror patch notes confirming the last of the cards in their new set that's dropping tomorrow, as well as any balance changes that are coming to that game. I mean, to be fair, this current standard format's very good. I don't think we'd have a standard tournament where we have 7 out of the top 8 decks are the same. But if we're going to be going back to doing Hoaglandia tournaments with some consistency, I'm going to be splitting them between standard and historic. So, get a little bit of both. Huh? So I think with this draw, I actually play Kroxa here. Because with the Ashiok draw here, I could go Ashiok on 3 and start milling myself. And then if we draw an untapped land, we can Kroxa escape on 4, which is very good. Any chance for an open at MTGO? I'm going to refer back to my... my sub-survey here, and the MTGO metrics are approximately less than half as popular as Magic Arena, and that's even before you get into all the other details about MTGO. That's gonna be a no for me. And even if they kill Ashiok here, Ashiok will be the 6th card in my graveyard to escape Kroxa here. Yeah, I did a couple of MTGO deck submissions, and I don't think I'm going to be taking more of those. Or a reminder of what that client is, plus the feedback on the sub-survey. I don't think it's worthwhile to invest my time making content for it. It's just so cumbersome. You're a little bit late, Cluthus. I think I'm attacking to take a card out of their hand here. They want to double block and trade for my Selfless Savior. That's a win for me. Yeah, I was actually really glad to see the results of that poll. Made me think splitting my time is a good decision. My gut. It's always nice when my gut instincts based on what I feel like is true about my content ends up lining up with the reality of what's actually being submitted. Feels great. It's like, I think these things are true about the people that watch my content, but then you actually getting to see it in practice is great. So we kind of have the combo assembled, except I need a way to kill Kroxa to start the loop here is the issue. So if we draw a Kroxa, they die. Luminous Broodmoth is not legendary, no.
Let's see if you're worthy.
Oh no! I didn't leave up a mana for Life's Bounty. I guess I should have. That's awkward. Are we gonna die now? I think we're gonna die now.
You delectable snack.
I can 2-turn with Kroxa. I mean, we're gonna die in the air, right? This is indestructible.
Balance comes.
I mean, I think it was right to play both of these out because if I would have gotten to untap with all of them, I could have used the bounty and everything to push a bunch of damage the following turn. So I can give 2 things pro red here, right? And then I can attack for it. The card in their hand is probably a spell, right? We're actually kind of close to killing them. So, assume this is a spell. We hit them for 9. I get them for 15 this turn. If this is a land, I can hit them for 18. But none of that's enough to be lethal, right? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna call it a wrap on this one. So, I don't know. I feel like the idea behind this deck just isn't quite powerful enough in this format. We originally started with 9 lives, and there's just so many ways to interact with Solemnity. And the big core of the problem is that, like, your deck depends on finding a bunch of individual cards that are weak. Kroxa's not weak. Like, this card's not really a constructed playable card on its own, and like this isn't a constructed playable card on its own, but like the rest of your deck idea doesn't work without this in play. So like you're inconsistent because you have to find this one piece, and then the thing that you're looking for is also incredibly interactable for a lot of decks in the format. And the 9 lives part where you try and lock them out and prevent their damage. Not only can they interact with Solemnity, but commonly played cards like Questing Beast and Bone Crusher Giant Stomping also stop the damage prevention on this. So overall, this felt like a bit of a miss to me. I don't think that Solemnity combo is something that I would take again. It'd been a while since we played it, and we got some new cards added to the format, so I wanted to give it a try again when it was offered, but I feel like we've explored what can be explored here, and the ultimate power level and level of consistency that you have here just isn't quite on par with everything else that's going on. Yeah, a lot of the games we won in that set were related to the fact that, like, Kroxa's good, more so than, like, everything. Like, it felt like this deck was winning in spite of its combo rather than because of it. All right, what are we doing?